Hello everyone, it is Sterling here from Day Trading Forex Live, and I got something a little bit different for you guys here today. What we're going to talk about is a recommended broker. Now, if you are familiar with Day Trading Forex Live, you know we've been around for about 6 years, and in that time I have never recommended a Forex broker. So I want to explain a little bit why I haven't, and then also explain to you the discount I've set up for you guys through Global Prime, and why, if you're looking for a Forex broker and you're not a U.S. citizen, for those in the U.S., you're out of luck. For those outside the U.S., this is, in my opinion, one of the best brokers that you can sign up with. So let me explain that, why that is, why I haven't recommended a broker in that time. You can make a lot of money referring to a broker, and this is something that most people in my position won't tell you. You can definitely make a lot of money referring to a broker. Why didn't I do it then for those 6 years? The bottom line is that I just never felt comfortable referring to a broker. I never felt like I was willing to put my reputation on the line to support a broker. If you look at Forex Peace Army, you look at our ratings, you'll see that our ratings are right up there near 5-star. And the reason that is because we deliver on what we say we're going to deliver on. Our education works. We transform traders. And most importantly, we honor what we say we're going to do, and we do it consistently. So again, I wasn't willing to put that reputation on the line to support a broker. Now, the second point there is that it says I could make a lot of money referring to a mediocre broker, as I just mentioned. Another broker we were going to refer to, or thinking about referring to during the testing period, was a broker that pays out 60% of the total commission. So basically, if you have a spread of 2 pips on a broker that pays out 60% of 2 pips is 1.2 pips. In other words, for every standard lot on the person I would refer, they would pay me $12 on that. So let me just run an example by, and this is gonna make a whole lot of sense when you see what Global Prime pays out. And I want to be as upfront with this as possible, because I think it's really gonna drive home the point on why exactly I'm recommending this broker, and you'll see it's definitely not necessarily because of the money. So if you take 100 traders, which Day Trading Forex Live has a readership of around 50,000 people a month visit Day Trading Forex Live, very large blog, a lot of active people on the blog, so easily going to be able to refer 100 people to Global Prime in probably the first month or two. So you take 100 people, and let's say that the average is that everybody traded half a lot per day, just half a lot. Some people are going to trade 50, some people are going to trade too many lots. So I'm going to just say, for illustration purposes, 0.5. That's half a lot. Whoops. So 100 people, and we'll times it by 0.5. That gives us 50 standard lots traded per day. Using our example before of a 2 pip spread, and again, you'd get 60% of that, which would be 1.2 pips per trade. If there were 50 standards traded total, that would be $12 per standard lot. So 50 times 12 would come out to $600 per day. That would be, again, $600 per day. If you do $600 times average 22 trading days in a month, that comes out to $13,200. Think about that over the course of the last 6 years that we've had Day Trading Forex Live. How much money have I given up by not referring to a broker? I think that will really drive home the point on what my reputation means to me. Now, the second thing I want to show you guys here is this. Now, let's do that same calculation with Global Prime. So you take 100 people, average 0.5. In other words, they're trading half a standard, so times 0.5, that equals 50 standards per day. Now, Global Prime pays me 50 cents of that commission they charge. They pay me 50 cents per standard lot traded. So 50 times 0.5 equals $25 a day times 22 trading days a month equals $550. So we have a difference here of $550 a month versus the other example, which was over $13,000 a month. If nothing else, guys, that should speak absolute volumes. If nothing else that I'm going to say here in the next 5 minutes says anything, this illustration should drive home the point that I'm not referring to them for money. If I was referring to a broker for money, I can promise you it would not be Global Prime Forex. It would be any other broker other than Global Prime, because every other broker pays more money because they're a market maker. They trade against you. They widen the spread massively, And that's where you get shafted, that's where you get screwed. But that's why all these other people that you see referring to those brokers, that's why they refer to them, because that's where they make their money. So if that point doesn't drive it home, I don't know what's going to. But the next point here I'll bring out is their Forex Peace Army rating. Of all Forex brokers, they have one of the highest ratings. It's 4.66 stars out of 5 stars. Like anything in the world of Forex, an education, a broker, a software, even if it was the absolute best, there would be some people that don't like it. You can go to YouTube and there'll be a video of a cure for cancer and somebody will give it a thumbs down. There's always a Scrooge among the bunch. So keep that in mind. Compared to other brokers, you'll find that they are the absolute highest in Forex Peace Army rating, which speaks volumes about them as well. A little bit about how they work. An ECN broker, which is what they are, an ECN broker is just simply an electronic bridge between you, the retail trader, and the banks. So the bottom line is it cuts out the middleman. Now, in doing so, it does reduce the spread typically, but it also tends to, or it will also provide a much more fair and accurate trading platform for you to work with. You're not dealing against the broker, you're dealing with actual market conditions, and that is huge. That brings us to our next point, which is complete transparency. They are the only broker I know of on the retail side that allows you to ask for a trade receipt. They will show you which liquidity provider filled your order. I don't know of another broker that does that, and that is absolutely huge. Really just speaks to the fact that they're the most transparent broker that I know of. And then obviously they don't trade against you. If they're dealing if your order's getting routed to the bank, if they're giving you that trade receipt, they are definitely not trading against you, which is absolutely essential when dealing with a Forex broker. Next is spreads. Spreads are very tight. Now, you have to, when you're looking at Global Prime, you have to add your spreads plus your commission. Even with those two together, they're still, especially when you get outside the euro dollar and the pound dollar. When you're talking about the euro dollar and the pound dollar, there are a lot of brokers that can get you fairly tight spreads on those two pairs. When you deal outside the euro dollar and the pound dollar, that's where most brokers make their money because they just widen the spreads massively. Global Prime has very tight spreads outside of the euro dollar and the pound dollar. Even the euro dollar and the pound dollar is still a fairly tight spread, usually around 0.5 pips on the euro, 0.8 or so, 0.9 or so on the pound. When you add in commission, it's still 1.1 to 1.3 on the euro dollar, and maybe 1.5 to 1.8 on the pound dollar. When you factor in that you're actually going and getting filled at live market, and that nobody's trading against you, really top of the line when you factor in their spreads as well. Now, they do accept small traders. They accept account sizes of $500 or larger. They allow trading down to 1 micro lot. 0.01 is the minimum trade size. This was not possible up until a few years ago, and the software has allowed them to group small orders together, and these small orders get filled versus much larger orders in the live market. And that technology is what's really allowed the ECN brokers to actually go to the banks rather than having to take these small orders in-house. So for those of you guys that are trading with a demo account, one of the things that I always recommend is instead of using a demo, use a micro account. Put $500 in an account or $1,000 in an account, and don't trade with a demo, trade with a micro account. The reason is you're actually, you have money on the line, even though, each pip will only be worth 10 cents. So on a 20 pip stop loss, you're only going to lose $2. There is a different psychological factor that occurs. So what I really like about them is that they allow you to trade that micro account in fair conditions. Even when you're learning, that's really what I recommend over having a demo account, because plain and simple, a demo does not teach you what a micro account can teach you. And that's one of the reasons why I recommend that over a demo any day. Next point is they have a low commission, $7 per standard lot. That's their standard commission. Now, what I've done with Global Prime is I've reduced the commission down to $5.50 per standard lot. Again, going back to the point about making money off referring people, I could have simply referred you to this broker and kept the $2. So in other words, They allow me to do whatever I want with that, whatever is above $5. So they take $5 and I'm allowed to do whatever I want with the remaining $2. I can keep $1 of it and reduce your commission by $1. I could keep $2 and reduce your commission by nothing. I've chosen to reduce your commission by $1.50 and keep 50 cents of that $2 section. That reduces your commission by just over 20%, and that brings it again down to $5.50 per standard lot. If you want to sign up, and get some personal service, you can contact the DTFL account rep. His name's Josh, and his email is right there, joshua.castell@globalprime.com.au. If you want the discount, the DTFL discount, be sure to say you were referred by DTFL and they will automatically be applied to your account. If you just simply use the discount link for opening an account below this video, it will automatically apply that to your account. Now, no matter whether you're watching this on YouTube or on the Day Trading Forex Live website, you'll see that discount link, which is right there on your screen. Instead of having to type all that out, you'll find the link below this video in YouTube or below this video on the Day Trading Forex Live website. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the frank overview of how the introducing broker world works and why I'm referring Global Prime. And if you have any questions, as you can see, I'm pretty open about it. So if you have any questions on the subject, I'd be happy to fill you in on anything else that you're wondering about. Until next time, happy trading.